Welcome back to another class on Halacha for women. We are in the sefer called Otzar Dinim by Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita. In this sefer, he's going to speak about one halacha, which is immodesty, and he's going to show over there that a Jewish woman should not walk in a immodest fashion. Before we're going to touch upon that, I want to share with you in the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Ein Hey, in the Mishnah Berurah in Sivkat Yudaled, where it speaks about the great damage that is caused by a woman who is immodest. And at the same time, we're going to see also the great reward that comes to a woman who is modest. Now, since this is a woman's shi'ur, women need to understand that being immodest, you're not doing anyone good, except the men that are looking at you. You can't see yourself. I can't see myself. So when I'm dressing, I'm really dressing for someone else, that they should see that I am presentable in their eyes. They shouldn't say, oh, look at Chas v'Shalom, at this dirty Jew. Because the Gemara Masechah Shabbat brings down that if a Talmud Chacham has a stain on his shirt, Chas v'Shalom lo aleinu, he gets chayav bita, he could die before his time, lo aleinu. Why? Rashi explains because of other people, they're going to come and they're going to say, this is what being Jewish is all about, being dirty. Who says I want to be Jewish? So Hashem says, because of you, now they come and they hate me. Chas v'Shalom, Hashem gives him the death penalty. That's a severe. He doesn't move to a married woman. He's not looking presentable. So back to the point. When a person dresses, really a person is dressing up for other people to see them in a presentable way. I ask you, woman, a question. When a woman dresses up in an immodest fashion, right, all their claims is they want to look good. Fine. Why, when you are at home, you don't dress up exactly the same way? Because it's not because you really feel good. That might be one of the reasons. But it's more to get attention from other men. And unfortunately, it happens with women that they don't get attention from their husbands, so they're going to dress in a provocative way, so at the very least they can get attention from other men. I might be wrong, but I'm not a woman. I'm just telling you, I'm explaining to you why women dress in a way where they're causing damage to their house, as we'll see. They're destroying their house, they're cursing their house, just because if you want to say they want to feel good, which doesn't make sense. So why aren't you dressed exactly the same way when you're at home? Number one. Number two, if it's because of making other men look at you, that for sure doesn't make sense. Why in the world would you jeopardize your family just because you want other men to look at you? Just because you want to grab their attention. For what? Unfortunately, even when you go to the most religious parties, today you have women, they don't come dressed in ears. I went one time to a wedding. I'm talking about a religious wedding, separate everything. And I'm talking about religious people. Again, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you that I walk with my eyes closed. I don't. So as me and my wife were walking into the hall, I believe it was in probably Elagio or Elite Palace at that time. One of the restaurants, doesn't matter. So when you walk in, you have to get to the hall. So when you walk into the hall, you see what comes across. You're not chas v'shalom staring at them, but you see. And Rabotai, I said to myself, these women probably they don't have enough money to be able to go ahead and buy extra material to cover their body. So they went to children's place. So by accident they bought a girl's skirt, and that's what she's wearing now. Again, chas v'shalom, Rabotai, you're not looking at, you're not even staring at her. It's just when you're passing through you, it's in your view. You have to put your head down, of course. You're not allowed to look at them. But I'm just trying to bring out a point that even in religious circles, you have this problem already. One rabbi one time said, he was eulogizing, an Ashkenazi rabbi, he was eulogizing somebody, and he said, how long is it going to continue? Because chas v'shalom, people were dying lo aleinu. And I think it was during COVID also. And he said, how can you have Talmidei Chacham? It was like literally, you had men on one side, all black and white and hats and everything. Rabota, honestly, I don't want to even repeat it. I feel very uncomfortable. But he said, how can you have Bnei Yeshivot Talmidei Chacham on one side, and how can you have Zonot on the other side? What is a Zonah? Zonah is a harlot, Chas v'Shalom. Again, of course, that's not what he meant, that they're harlots. But why do we have women that started dressing up like a harlot? Why? Rabotai, do you know how much damage, do you know how much sitra akhra? I'm going to show you today. Do you know how much bad things come out when a woman is immodest? I'm speaking about her family. I'm not speaking about what's going to happen to her in the next world and the Gehenna that she's going to suffer. I'm not speaking about that. I'm not speaking about that every man that looked at her and got enjoyment, that he's going to be punished, she's going to be punished. I'm not speaking about that. How many men, after they look at her, they go home and the angel of death's wife, I don't want to say the name because you're not allowed to say the name, that she makes, wherever the guy sees, she makes that woman come back to their mind while they're having relations. So now when he's with his wife, he's thinking about another woman. Why, Rabotai? Why do you need that? There's so much that goes into this. We want to see today the importance of a woman being modest. If a person has a jewel, a precious jewel, that's worth, let's say, $1 billion. Tell me, you leave it outside? You leave it outside in the glass door? I don't care. Anywhere. You leave it outside? Or you're going to put it in a safe. And what kind of safe? Not a regular safe. Not a regular bed. You'll put it in the safe of a safe to make sure nobody takes it. A woman's body is that jewel. Why should any other man look at your skin? Why should they have that zuchud, that merit, to look at the same thing that your husband gets to look at? Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. At least not to me. Why should somebody look at your wife's chas v'shalom, at a woman's breast, or at her skin, or at her thighs, or at her behind? For what, Rabotai? For what? Or at her arms, they start wearing these, for what, Rabotai? Why should your skin be revealed to other men? You have a husband, this body is specifically for him, not for every other man. You have to treat your body like a jewel. The more precious your body is, the more covering you're going to have in order to cover your body, not to show off your body. But of course, if your body is not a jewel, it's only a rock in the street. Yeah, so you're going to keep it open, you'll open it. That means you don't value yourself. I was in a certain party, again, everything's religious. But I asked somebody, I said, where is the face of the generation today? Where is the woman's face of the generation today? Our grandmothers, our mothers, I don't think they used to dress like this. Today, the grandmothers and the mothers and the daughters, you can't tell the difference. Everybody's trying to be better than the other one. And the chupot, I don't know how the rabbi makes the blessing. You have women, sometimes they come with these kind of dresses where they put a necklace over here, they put all these perfumes on them, right? So make sure that when they walk, though, everybody has to look at her, how she smells, how she looks. Everything is open, everything's in the... What? That's supposed to be for your husband. And now you're sharing with the world. And it's interesting how the men don't even mind. Or maybe they do and they have no power over their wives. I don't know. But this class, Rabotai, today what we're going to see is in order to improve that, in order to be able to cover that precious jewel of yours, which is the body, there is no reason for women to show off their body. I should open that Shulchan Aruch also. The Shulchan Aruch says that if a woman has an area on her body where it's supposed to be closed and it's open and the guy looks at it, it's as if he's looking at her private place. It's no difference. Mamish, no difference. Rabotai, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want to show them. It's like Chas v'Shalom, Rabotai. It's like saying a woman's walking outside in the street without anything. Rabotai, what's the difference? What's the difference? Therefore, we have to be careful. The women have to be very, very careful. The husbands have to be very careful. The husbands have to educate the woman. Again, this is a halacha for a woman class. But the woman, if they need, they should go out and buy the proper attire. You know, there was once a story, I forgot the name of the girl. I never listened to her speak, but somebody told me that she would always be very immodest, and she said never in her life, you guys probably even heard the story. I never, she would do seminars. Somebody told me the story about her. She said that never in her life would she dress modest, never. Every time it's a girl from Israel. Every time she was immodest, every time. Showing off this, showing off that, and so on and so forth. One day she came to meet Yusuf, right? Yusuf is an Arab. She thought it was Yosef, she thought it was a Jew. And they have money. So he started buying her for everything she needed. Eventually when they got married, remember she's not in the way of Hashem. Eventually when she got married, he took her into the apartment or into the house. And he took the black clothes that the Arabs wear, those dresses. He threw it at her and said, you're going to start from now and you're going to start wearing this. She says, there's no way I'm wearing that. All my life I'm being immodest and now I'm going to be modest. I didn't do it for God. I'm going to do it for you. He took out a knife and he started scarring her. So if you don't put it on, you're going to have a lot of these scars on your body. Eventually she put it on. I believe there was a sect that helped her, that there was a group in Israel that was able to save her. Now she came out, now she's very modest. And she said these words, I'm paraphrasing. What I didn't want to do for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem forced me into a situation to do for an Arab. Why when it comes to other people, we have to do it, why for other people? When you have the capability, when you have the ability to do it for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And over here, it's even more, you have the capability, when you do it for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He's going to bless you, as we'll say on the other side of the board. I wrote all the blessings that you're going to get. Do you think this body of yours is going to stay this young all the time? No, it's not. We grow, we get older. The body's going to become sagir. You think in 30 years from now, people are going to look at you, think they're going to give you attention? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When I used to go to St. John's, I used to work with my father. There was a author, there was a woman author. She showed me a picture when she was 20, and at that time, I guess she was maybe 60 or maybe 65. Like, whoa, like big difference. And she said something, a Goya, a non-Jew. And she said something to me, and she said, my name is Igor in English. So she said to me, Igor, I want to tell you something. People always respected me for my beauty. Very, very popular lady. But what I realized when I got older, that nobody cared for me, but only for my beauty. And she said that was one of, if she could turn back time, she said, I will go back and I will be modest and I will take care of my body and I will focus on myself and not on making other people happy. And in that case was men. Can you imagine? She has a picture when she was younger, at 20 years old. And now when she's older, you could see how old she was. They're both two different people. When she was younger, she got all the attention because of the beauty. She realized that only at the age of 65, that's why they ran after her. But now, nobody even looks at her 2 times. So who are we living for? Isn't it better to live for HaKadosh Baruch Hu? He's always there for you. When you're alive, when you'll be dead, when He's going to resurrect you. He's doing everything for you. Why not give back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? I want to read for you the Mishnah Berurah. In Simon Ein Hey, it says like this. In Sivkat Yudalet, Ubezor Parshat Nasa. The Zohar Kodesh in Parshat Nasa, he brings down like this. He says like this over there. Ubezor Parshat Nasa hichmir meod. We're going to see today, it's going on a woman's hair. How much more so any other part of the body? Ubezor Parshat Nasa. Hichmir me'od shelo yitra'eh shum se'ar me'isha. in the Zohar, in Parshat Nasa, he was very stringent about the matter that a woman's hair, no hair of a woman should be seen. Why? Digarma misiknuta lebeita, because it causes poverty to the house. We speak about hair over here. Rabotai is not only the hair, it goes on a woman's whole body. I just don't want to open up the other Shulchan Aruch where it says that, like I explained before, any other open area of the body which is supposed to be closed by a woman is considered to be like the private part. Bottom line, immodesty, an immodest woman, she destroys her own family. So the Zohar says, if a woman's hair, Rabotai, hair, how much more so the body which turns on men? If a woman's hair causes poverty, that's one thing it's going to do if she doesn't cover her hair. She causes that the children will not be considered to be important people in the generation. They're going to be nobodies. She causes that the sitra achra, the evil spirit, that the evil side rests in her house. And then she wonders why she has all these problems. Evil forces, she causes the evil forces to rest in her house. How much more so how much more so if such a woman walks in the street like that? Now, so therefore the Zohar Kodesh says that a woman's hair, so therefore the Zohar Kodesh says that therefore a woman has to be careful that even the beams of her house should not even see a single hair. This piece. Therefore, the beams of the house should not see a woman's hair, even a single hair. If this is the severity of the punishment. Now we're going to continue to the Berachot. Rabotai, we need to understand. I understand that the generation that we're living in is not easy to overcome. There's a lot of temptations. Today, I don't know what do you call these things? Botox, Motox, I don't know what you call these things, right? They make the lips bigger, everything they make bigger. For what, Rabotai? Hashem gave you a beautiful body, keep it the way it is. If Hashem thought you needed a better body, He would have given you a better body. But that's not what you came down for. I don't know, Rabotai. I honestly don't know. Now, why am I saying this? You know why I'm saying this, Rabotai? Before I'm going to continue over here, when I used to learn with Rabbi Wolkin, there used to be a bedding. And people used to come to the rabbi and they used to cry, Rabbi, the husband has no money, right? The children are problematic. Listen to this. What does the rabbi say? I know the problem. What's the problem? It's your mezuzahs in the house. Rabotai, mezuzahs in the house? You don't see the way she's dressed? Fully open, fully immodest. You don't see the way she's dressed? Why don't you tell her that you're immodest? That is the cause of all your problems. Why don't you say that mezuzot? What did the mezuzah do already? Mezuzah. I got goes, tells the rabbi, I think you have to check my tefillin. Why have to check my tefillin? Because he's having headaches and this doesn't go right. Idiot. Go see the garbage that you're watching on your phone. All the bittul Torah that you're doing. Okay, go, give me your tefillin. I'm going to check your tefillin. What did the tefillin do already? What did the tefillin do? The most holiest thing, we're blaming them instead of blaming ourselves. Unbelievable, Rabotai. But you know why they have to say it, correct? Because of money. Let them say the emet. Who's going to listen to them tomorrow? Who's going to call them tomorrow? Stories and more stories. Call me again, I'll give you more stories. That's how the hospitals work, Nobody should ever know of doctors. But if they cure you right away and you're not coming back, they're going to go out of business. So they'll give you things that's going to cure one problem, going to make another problem come out, and so on and so forth. Same thing over here, but I don't want to say all the rabbis do it. But they have to go, they have to be smart not to say something that's going to upset you. If they're going to say something that's going to upset you, you're never going to call them again. Big deal. At least they know the truth. At least they know their facts. Okay, now we want to speak about if a woman will be modest, what blessings are coming. Listen to this. He said like this. V'i avidit ken makitiv. If she's going to go ahead and she's going to cover her hair, and she's going to be modest, and she's not going to allow her hair to be seen, what's written? Banecha kishtele zeitim. Your children will be like young olive trees. Ma'azayit, etc. So watch this, Rabot. I'm going to explain to you over here, and then I'll go back in here. Comes the Zohar culture, and he says, if a woman is modest, again, we're going on the hair, but it's not only the hair, it's everything, the whole body. If a woman is modest, the Zohar guarantees your sons will be like young olive trees around your table. It's a pasuk. The Zohar explains, just like an olive tree is always green and distinguished from other trees, so to her sons will be distinguished from the rest of the world. They'll be important people. You have that power to make your children important. Rich, wealthy, philanthropist, Talmidei Chachamim, illuminate the world with Torah. You have that power, and you want to give it away just, if you want to understand, just because you want to feel good? Or the second scenario, which is even worse, to make somebody else look at you. You want to give that away so your children shouldn't be normal people. And then who do we blame? We blame our children. Kids at the risk. No, it's not kids at the risks. It's mothers at the risk. They're the ones at the cause of the downfall of their own children. Rabotai, this is Chazal. It's not my opinion. Rabotai, you have to understand, we look through the lens of the world. We have to look through the lens of the Torah, what the Torah teaches us. Okay, he says like this, Banaha yistalkun bechushbin al shar bnei amma. Like I just explained. Her children, they're going to go up, they're going to be so important, and the rest of the world. That's how distinguished they're going to be. Velo od eila, and not only that, you know what also is going to happen? The baila mitbarech bechol berchain de la eila u berchaan de litata. Her husband is going to be blessed with all the blessings. Her husband will be blessed with all the blessings from above and from below. Next, Beutra, he's also going to be blessed with, husband will be blessed with wealth. Also, he's going to say, also with children and grandchildren. All for what? For covering the hair, for being modest. That's what she's going to get, and that's what she doesn't want to do. Rabbi, I can't cover my hair. You're selfish. You're egocentric. You're a narcissist. You only think about yourself. What about everybody else around you? What about your husband? What about your family? What about yourself? The punishment that's coming to you. Did you ever think of that? This is the world that we're living in. iPhone, iPad, everything's about I. No, it's never about other people. Tell a person, make a kosher party because of these problems. Nah, my guests are not going to be happy. Your guests don't care. It's you that wants to do the wrong way. HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses you with a husband, you go against him, you make a not kosher party. HaKadosh Baruch Hu blesses you with a son, you go against him, not make a not kosher party. He allows your child to become bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, you go against him. Unbelievable. Hashem gives you the money, you use that money to go against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Unbelievable, Rabotai. Imagine giving somebody money and that person takes the money and goes against and he sues you and steals and takes everything that you have. Will you be happy that you helped that person? No. But that's what we do to Hashem, and that's okay. That's okay. He says, the husband is going to be blessed with all the blessings from above and below. Beutra is going to be blessed with wealth. Bebenin, with children, with sons. Ubnei benin, and with grandsons. Ad kan lashon b'kitzu. He says, up to here the language is his language in a short form. V'katav ha'magen aram, and the Magen Avraham wrote, D'ra'ui l'nhok hazor. It's proper to behave like the Zohar Kodesh. He says, continues the Mishnah, and he says, "B'yoma masechet yoma ita b'masechet kimchit." There's a story with kimchit. B'zechut atziniut hayeter shayata bo. In the merit of her extra modesty that she had, shelo ra'u korot beita imri chaluka, that the beams of her house did not see the fringes of her clothing. Yetzu mimenu kohanim gidolim. And Masechet Yoma also says that they didn't see her hair. The beams of her house did not see her hair. That's why it came out from her kohanim gidolim. Rabota, I believe she had over there 7 sons, and each one, you means to serve in the Beit HaMikdash as a Kohen Gadol, each one. Why? Only because of her extra modesty that she had. Do you see what power women have? This is what you are able to do. You're able to give yourself all the barachot that there is. How? When your husband is blessed, you're blessed. When your children are blessed, you're blessed. Your husband is wealthy, you're wealthy. Your children are important in the world, they're above the whole world, you are important, if not more than them. It's up to you to make this decision and to go in the right way.